Hi everyone, and welcome to F-Bomb Friday. I am your host, Tracy Preston, along with my husband, Todd. Hey, hun.
Hey, baby.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's hit it. Pere, Cheney, a small town near Grayling in the northern part of Michigan's Lower Peninsula, no longer exists. Gone, vanished. All that remains is the crumbled and vandalized remnants of the ghost town's cemetery. However, Pere Cheney has reached a legendary status as the most haunted town in Michigan and one of the most haunted places in the United States. So, what happened to this town? What's the story, and how did it get the reputation for being so spooky? As Mr. Peabody would say, Sherman, set the Wayback Machine to the late 1800s in northern Michigan. Pere Cheney was established in 1873 as founder George Cheney received a land grant from the Michigan Central Railroad Company to establish a stop along the railroad. During the late 1800s, the lumber industry in northern Michigan was booming, and Pere Cheney was part of it. The town boasted a population of around 1,500 residents. Now, for the time, this is pretty big. The town had a general store, sawmills, carpenters, a doctor, a hotel with a telegraph service, and a post office. It was one of the first Crawford County settlements and became the county seat, which made the nearby town of Grayling quite upset, as they wanted that title of honor and all that came with it. Things seemed to be going quite well in Pere Cheney, but it wouldn't last long. In 1893, a plague swept through the town. Diphtheria, cholera, and possibly smallpox wiped out most of the population. While the village was trying to recover from the devastating loss of lives, a fire broke out, reducing much of the town to rubble and ash. The fires were likely caused by sparks from the sawmills behind the village. And although it's rumored that jealous Grayling neighbors set fire to the town to be rid of their competition once and for all, or to stop the plague from reaching its own doorsteps. In 1897, an outbreak of disease returned yet again, dwindling what was once a town of 1,500 folks down to just 25. And that's bonkers.
It's a huge, huge death toll.
Unreal. By 1917, the population of Pere Cheney was less than 20. The land was sold in a public auction, and the village officially became a ghost town. At least that's the fluffed up version of the story that's a little easier to swallow. But there's a much darker version of the demise of this flourishing town. Many claim the town was cursed right from the get-go, as it was built on top of an ancient Native American burial ground. We've heard that story before.
We sure have.
Which is plausible. However, if that were the case, there'd be a heck of a lot more cursed and haunted locations in Michigan, as the Native American peoples were here long before any European settlers. Now, here's the tale that has been sending chills up and down the spines of Michigan residents for over 100 years. So, here we go. The Witch of Pere Cheney tale is a haunted one, shrouded in mystery and tragedy. In the late 1800s, a woman, pregnant and unmarried, found herself at the mercy of a superstitious community. The details of her life before the accusations remain sketchy, but it's said she was kind and gentle, not the sort of person you'd expect to be maligned as a witch. However, in a time when fear and misunderstanding ruled, she became the target of the townsfolk's suspicions. Perhaps her pregnancy outside of marriage sparked whispers, or maybe her knowledge of herbal remedies was misconstrued as witchcraft. Whatever the reason, the community turned against her, accusing her of consorting with the devil himself. Banishment was the punishment meted out to her, a harsh sentence that would lead to a sequence of events. According to local lore, as she was forced to leave the town, she placed a curse upon Pere Cheney. Not long after, a mysterious illness swept through the town, claiming many lives and leaving the survivors in despair. The town's fortunes continued to decline as disease and fires ravished the village, and the people began to believe that the young woman's curse was indeed real. Some time had passed, but the townsfolk's fear and anger never dissipated. Eventually, their vengeance caught up with her. She was apprehended and met a grisly end, hanged from a sturdy oak tree standing sentinel in the local cemetery. The symbolism of her burial under the same tree where she died adds a layer of poignancy to the tale. Some say that to this day, strange occurrences plague Pere Cheney, and the relentless spirit of the young woman continues to haunt the area. Others claim that the oak tree itself stands as a testament to her wrongful death, its branches twisted in sorrow. This story, rich in the themes of injustice, superstition, and the tragic consequences of fear-driven actions, makes for a compelling narrative. It's a reminder of the darker aspects of human nature and the enduring power of folklore. This tale serves as a chilling exploration of Michigan's history, intertwined with elements of mystery and the supernatural. As stated earlier, the town is completely gone, and all that remains is the cemetery, which has fallen victim to vandals, nature, and time. Did I say vandals? Yeah, and I find it appalling that anyone would desecrate and disrespect sacred grounds of those who have passed. 90 corpses were buried in the ground there in Pere Cheney Cemetery, but only a few gravestones remain as vandals have broken or destroyed many of them. Some living family members now mark graves with rocks. Vandals have also been caught digging up graves in search of jewelry, and those caught have been sent to serve well-deserved time. But get this, in one incident, a teenager dug up a grave and then drove around town, displaying the corpse's head in the rear window. Say what? Years later, that young man became the sheriff of Crawford County. Unreal.
Isn't that insane?
Completely, well, considering the times we're living in, no. It all tracks. Many visitors to the cemetery have reported seeing ghosts, lights, orbs, and hearing voices. Others have reported seeing handprints left on their vehicles and hearing children laughing. One witness claims to have seen an apparition of a woman dressed in a light-colored dress walking through the back area of the cemetery and then vanishing into thin air. Is the ghost town of Pere Cheney and its cemetery haunted? Oh, I'll leave that for you to decide. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, one thing's for certain: the dead deserve our respect. Their rest is and should be eternal, and it's up to us to honor that. So, the next time you find yourself wandering through abandoned halls or standing before some ancient, weathered tombstone, take a moment to consider the stories that lie beneath. You might find that the line between truth and legend blurs, and the whispers of the past grow loud enough to give you pause. For in the end, it's not about what we see or hear, but about the reverence we show to those who have gone before us. Well, what a nice little story this was you found, hon.
Yes, this story I actually heard about before. I never knew the full story, but it's quite a popular folklore, Michigan folklore that's been around for a long time. I had no idea that the town was actually a ghost town. I thought it still existed, but there are no more residents that live there. If you were to go there to visit, there's a single-track dirt trail that leads to what was the center of the town. It's quite overgrown. You'll find some holes where the foundations of some buildings used to be, but aside that, everything's gone, save for the cemetery.
Not even a brick.
Not even, well, there might be a brick or two here and there, but
that's it.
That's it. I mean, this place was wiped off the face of Michigan, the hand of Michigan.
Right. It's curious to me because if they were down to at one point 20 people were left, where did they bury everyone? If there's only 90 people in the cemetery.
Right. Well, I don't know. Probably Grayling. What then became the big city after that.
Right.
And how about that?
Well, here's this. Here's a thought I just had. Maybe they burned them.
It could be, too.
Because of all the disease.
That's true. I thought it was really interesting, the supposed rumors about citizens of Grayling going in and setting the town on fire because of their jealousy. Mm-hmm. Makes more sense that maybe they were doing it to stop the plague, from reaching them, but...
I'm going to say 50-50 bag.
Yeah.
Right, because I would imagine if you're a county seat, you get more money.
You get more money, you get more business.
And your town will grow.
Yes.
I can see it both ways. So what do you think about the story of the witch? Do you think it's true?
I think it's true, and it's very similar to the story of the drowning pool witch trials of Mackinac Island, where, it sends an hysterical fear through the community once somebody has this crazy idea that somebody that's different or doesn't have a lifestyle that aligns with their own, they have to be evil. There's something wrong with this person. We got to get rid of them.
An unwed mother.
Right.
Let's hang her.
Yes.
What in the hell?
And the story goes, I mean, she was a nice, very kind, very gentle person. She obviously was into herbology and, natural healing. Somebody said, well, that can't be right.
We only get our medicines from the pharmacy,
Yes.
from the doctor.
And you can't have a baby without a man.
Well, who's to say something bad didn't happen to her, why she ended up pregnant?
Right. That's true.
Maybe it was one of the wives' husbands.
That's what I'm kind of thinking, too, because that's kind of what happened up in Mackinac.
Yeah, so let's think about it. It could have been a man. Now, I'm just really hypothesizing here. But it could have been the man who did something to her.
Yeah.
That person could have been the rumor maker.
Yeah. Papa don't preach. I'm keeping my baby. And he was like, say what?
Did you just bust out Madonna?
I did.
Papa, don't you preach. Nice.
That's a great theory, though,
Yeah,
and it makes sense,
right.
especially for the times.
Then he goes to all the, the old birds in the community and starts, spinning his tail.
Yeah.
Don't you get those women upset?
Oh, women are horrible when they're mad.
Yes. Yes.
Vengeful.
Very.
Yes.
And so I wonder what the time frame was when she was abolished, driven out,
Yeah.
and how pregnant was she, and did they hang her while she was pregnant?
Yeah.
Because that's not very Christian-like.
That is not very
You murdered a
Christian-like.
child.
Yeah.
Or they probably saw it as a devil's spawn, but really?
Right. Well, from let me see. So 93 to 97, that's when all the diseases were coming in. So there was that bout in 1893 and then again 1897. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when they went, okay, this chick has definitely put a curse on us because here we go again. And she's still out there roaming around. Let's go find her.
It's totally her fault.
It's totally her fault. Plus the fires, which
Right.
they also blamed on her. Meanwhile, the people of Grayling are tee-hee.
They're like, listen, this is the story. We know this is the story with what they've done. We can get away with this.
Yes.
Right?
They're going to blame it on the witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per usual.
Per usual. Mm-hmm. That's right. It's a sad story. It's a sad story. A lot of these legends and folklores really do have a sorrowful tone to them.
Yeah. Cruelty of it all.
Cruelty.
Of what humans can do to other humans.
Yeah.
And sadly, we haven't evolved.
Not much.
No.
Not much, if any.
No. I wonder if we ever will.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
And maybe that's the point of these stories, the more they're told and maybe the more they're understood, we can re-examine ourselves.
See how it affects you.
Take a look at the man in the mirror.
I wonder how many more you can kick out in the next minute.
I'm talking to the man in the mirror.
Uh-huh.
Well, I did want to say, maybe we would go and check this place out as well, but it kind of sounds like it's pretty remote. You can find it, but with it being so overgrown and being a one-track dirt trail, it would be something you'd want to do midday, I think, because I think you could probably find yourself lost very easily.
Like from going from one town to the next, you would never even notice.
Yeah. It's still on,
Is it still on the map?
it's still on the map.
Huh. And Grayling is about how far from where we are, you think? A couple hours?
I would say probably 2.5, 3 hours, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they have the Army training area up there.
Army training,
The military.
sir.
That's right. We know a couple people that go up there quite frequently.
We do.
Yeah.
We do know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even my brother did some training up there. I think the Marines train up there too.
Oh, okay. They're like, hey, there's nothing over here. Let's claim this area.
So, yeah, and it's apparently there's not a whole lot of good vegetation other than moss in this area, which I think leads to a lot of people thinking of it being haunted. But if you think about it, everything was burnt down to like ashes, you know.
Yeah, but that would fertilize, I would
I
think.
think it would fertilize too, but there seems to be a lot of moss growing everywhere, which kind of lends to the creepy vibe.
So that could take us back to it is cursed.
It could be.
Huh.
Could be.
Yeah, we definitely need to boogie up.
Yep.
Check it out.
Check it out. And then go have breakfast at the county seat, Grayling.
Let's go over to the booming town of Grayling because it worked out for them.
Yeah.
Well, great story, hun. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, hun, do you want to sign us out?
I sure do. You better lock your doors. You better lock your windows. And you might just want to check under your bed.
Who am I going to find under there?
If you find the witch, maybe you should take her clubbing too.
Oh, my God. What is this with you and clubbing?
Well, I'm just thinking, what do girls do when they hang out?
Well, they just talk.
Yeah.
They just talk.
Talking and man bash.
Man bash. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So if I find that witch under there.
You and the snake goddess and the witch of Pere, Cheney.
Pere, Cheney.
All get together.
We're going to man bash.
Man bash.
Those sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches. They hanged her.
They hanged her.
They hanged
And
her.
you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to really ask her, did you curse? That's what I'm going to do.
And you know what?
Did you curse?
If she did,
Pere, Cheney.
who would blame her?
No one.
Right?
Oh, we've officially gone off. We've gone off the rails. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. And we will see you again on Malice Monday.
See you on Monday.